5 of Elon Musk's top lessons in leadership. August 22, 2022. Elon Musk's leadership has brought him to top positions at innovative companies SpaceX and Tesla. Among others, it takes more than just basic leadership principles to rise to those kinds of highs. And Musk's advice for leaders bears a few important lessons for both personal and professional life. Musk's leadership style is unique, to be sure, but H has also offered a handful of simple tips for budding leaders over the past several years. No matter how onlookers feel about Musk, we can probably all afford to take a note from his playbook. In July's Entrepreneur column, Forbes shared 5 of Elon Musk's top lessons in leadership, each of which is worth noting for leaders at a variety of levels. Be open to new ideas, but avoid following trends. First and foremost, Musk has recommended being constantly open to new ideas. The status quo is not always the best it could be, and thinking beyond this framework is crucial. However, equally important to openness, Musk says, is building a strong framework of understanding before diving into a subject. When asked for advice, Musk once said, "Advice I would give is to not blindly follow trends. Question and challenge the status quo. Make sure you understand the fundamental principles of what you're trying to do before you get into the details. Otherwise you could be building on faulty ground. Embrace failure. It could inform your next success." Musk's hardships and failures defined his successes. And he has recommended embracing failure, especially if it's for a product you believe in. Tesla wasn't as successful in the early days as it is now. And neither was SpaceX. In fact, Musk himself has said making rockets isn't a great way to make money, highlighting the fact that he did it because of its value for the world. Creating a rocket company has to be one of the dumbest and hardest ways to make money. Musk tweeted in 2018. Still, it's tough to deny the money Musk has made from building rockets and electric cars. But it's worth remembering that it wasn't always that way, and that Musk lived on the brink of bankruptcy at many points throughout his career. Find a mentor to look up to, whether through reading or in person. Musk recommends looking up to mentors, and he does so through his reading. Musk has noted biographies from incredible leaders such as Ben Franklin, Steve Jobs, Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton and, unsurprisingly, Nikola Tesla. Don't be afraid to say no. Any leader can tell you how essential saying no is. But Musk himself resigned from the White House Advisory Council in 2017 over the U.S. leaving the Paris Agreement. Putting your foot down is necessary when it comes to your values. And for Musk, something like climate change was certainly worth saying no over. Never stop learning or being curious. Just like being open, Musk recommends leaders never stop learning or being curious. And as far as the best ways to keep learning, Musk once again recommends reading and discussion, which he suggests can take leaders nearly anywhere they want to go. In a statement, Musk said, "If you read a lot of books and talk to a lot of people, you can learn almost anything." Source reposted and summarized from Peter McGuthrie at Evanex. My take: you have heard it from the main man himself. You should consider what he has said here. Tesla Autopilot prevents 40 crashes per day. August 22, 2022. Tesla Autopilot prevents around 40 crashes per day that would have been caused by sudden unintended acceleration sewer. This news comes from Tesla's Autopilot software director, Ashok Eluswamy, who shared this news during his workshop at the Conference on Computer Vision and Pattern Recognition (CVPR) in New Orleans earlier this summer. He later published the workshop on YouTube and shared it on Twitter. In the video, Ashok goes over how Autopilot is able to avoid collisions and highlighted some of the safety features that Autopilot has. Here, I'm showing a particular mode of failure of humans where they accidentally press the accelerator pedal instead of the brake pedal. For example, these people are pressing the accelerator pedal thinking that they're pressing the brake pedal. But the car realizes that they are doing this and are heading towards a collision and automatically cuts out the acceleration and presses the brake to prevent the humans from colliding. Ashok explained that this particular driver would have launched their car into a river if it wasn't for Autopilot saving them. He shared another video of where a person was trying to park but they pressed the accelerator instead of the brake. Tesla Autopilot prevented him from crashing into the storefront and the pedestrian that was going inside. Although Autopilot saves many humans, Ashok emphasized that more collisions remain to be prevented. He shared instances where drivers would misapply the pedals and would be saved by Autopilot. In one video, The driver's decision to switch gears and reverse at full speed caused him to hit the garage. While that's incredibly sad, I'm glad no one was harmed in this accident. But it's kind of senseless to collide when we have a great system that can detect general obstacles. He said. Ashok also pointed out the three things a self-driving car needs to be: useful, safe, comfortable, and reasonably fast. You can watch the full workshop in the video below. Source reposted and summarized from John Kreider at Tesla RT. My take: people do not understand how much FSD is going to change things once Tesla solves it. Tesla Giga Texas installed and began testing 4th Giga Press. August 22, 2022. Tesla Giga Texas has installed and started testing the 4th Giga Press for the production of Model Y. This will greatly expand the factory's production capacity and help achieve its goals. The expansion of production volumes is key to the development of Tesla. The company has 4 car factories around the world, 2 of which are new and are just ramping up production after starting operations about 5 months ago. The new factories have been built on the lessons learned at the Fremont factory and Giga Shanghai, and are very efficient. In an effort to optimize production as much as possible, Tesla, in cooperation with partner companies, has developed robotic equipment and machines. The GigaPress is one such machine. Its goal is to reduce build time, operation costs, costs of manufacturing, factory footprint, factory operating costs, tooling costs, and/or quantity of equipment. This in turn also reduced the number of machines needed to make a car frame. And the company can build the complete frame itself. Today, GigaPress is used only for the production of body parts for Model Y, which is the most popular model of the manufacturer. At Giga Texas, Tesla makes front and rear single-piece casts, which also makes it possible to install a structural battery pack with 4680 battery cells. Until recently, only 3 GigaPresses were known, but a recent drone flyby by Joe Techmeyer, Twitter at Giga Texas showed an update. According to the observation, Tesla has already installed the 4th Giga Press and has even begun testing it. This week, Giga Texas celebrated its first significant milestone, reaching a production capacity of 1,000 Model Ys per week. This was made possible by 3 Giga Presses, which means adding a 4th will expand production and make it possible to reach the target of 5,000 units per week by the end of 2022. Beginning of 2023. Source reposted and summarized from Eva Fox at Tesmanian. My take: these GigaPresses are game changers to be sure. Tesla owner implants chip in hand to open car. August 22, 2022. A Tesla owner has implanted 2 scannable chips into his hand in order to store cryptocurrencies and data. The chips also function as a key to his home and as a way of accessing his medical card. One of the chips also unlocks his Tesla Model 3. 39-year-old Brandon Delali stated that he did not use anesthesia to numb the pain and that his first chip was a lot smaller than his second. The first one was a little bit smaller, so it wasn't as intense as shoving that giant rod into my hand. The first one came preloaded into a larger syringe. They pushed the syringe in and they popped in the chip similar to how they would microchip a dog. Brandon is part of a beta group of around 100 people that are trialing the chips, which are made by a company called Vivoki. The chips are coated in biocompatible substances and get encapsulated by body tissue soon after implantation. Brandon explained how the chip's capabilities are constantly evolving through new downloadable features via Tesla RT. The company that put this together literally has its own app store where you can wirelessly install apps into your body with these chips. And one of the apps just happened to be a Tesla key card. So that was the first app I installed on it because I have a Tesla, and now I use that as my key when my Bluetooth key fails or I don't have my key card. You just use your hand. Brandon admitted that for now, the chips are a bit of a fun party trick. He understands that people may be skeptical of implanting technology in their bodies. However, he did note that phones already track our every movement. Still, sounds a bit too Cyberpunk 2077 for us. How much does it cost Brandon to get a new chip? $300, which is probably less than you expected. He then gets the chip installed by a piercer, who charges $100. It's not as bad as people think. Since I was a beta tester, I got the chip for $300 and then my installer charged me just $100 to put it in. Source reposted and summarized from Ben O'Hare at Inside EVs. My take: that is one hardcore Tesla fan that is willing to do that. I am excited to see the new tech of tomorrow.